All right, folks, welcome back to another review of Fear the Walking Dead, episode 12 of season 7, Sonny Boy. This was an intense episode. So many emotions, so many thoughts. As always, here with my reviews, they're spoiler free because I want you to enjoy it in the same capacity that I enjoy. I'm just here to get you hype. And I'm going to say hype maybe not be the word for this one because there is a lot of suspense. There is going to be some heartbreaks. There's going to be some conflict. There's going to be a whole bunch of things going on in this episode. But let's talk about it. First things first, Baby Mo, who Strand, remember in the tower in this episode, Strand is basically trying to father a baby that is clearly Morgan's baby, but he doesn't even want to acknowledge that. But we all know the whole thing is Strand versus Morgan, and Strand trying to basically do one up on Morgan by letting him know that he can protect all these folks. Now he's trying to prove that he can be a father to Baby Mo and all these sorts of different things. We know Strand is always unhinged in his mind, and he just always got a certain way how he goes about with things. But in the meantime, inside, there's a plan that's kind of being put together in order to overthrow Strand because everybody knows how dangerous he could be. One being June. June, obviously, alongside of Dorie Sr, is like, listen, if we can get comfortable with him, we can do whatever we got to do in order to overthrow Strand. But the biggest thing right now is that they need to get Baby Mo out away from Strand. And that's kind of what June's whole plan is, to say like, I'm going to get Baby Mo out of this tower and back to Morgan, who Morgan is right outside the gate. And John is also like, okay, let's do that. That's a good plan. That's what we need to do. While doing so, like when June kind of starts this mission, that now puts everybody on high alert because Baby Mo is missing. And Strand is like, get me back Baby Mo. Whoever has her finds out. And we know how desperate Strand could be when he wants to get something done, which means that he would literally interview and get rid of everybody if they're in his way. And that right there is just the extent of just how crazy, how unhinged Strand could be. And with June trying to get this plan, it's not so easy because they know it's a whole perimeter of walkers all around them. So it's not going to be such an easy plan. But anyway, with that being said, June has a plan. Dorie Sr has a plan. Will their plan align? Although they got the same end game, will their separate ways of their plans work? And Dorie Sr plan is to try to get as close as he can and gain more trust with Strand. We already know Strand has a token person, but John feels like, well, I'm the person that has no problem with telling him what I feel, and he will respect that. He's always used to these yes men, but like I can come about this in a different approach. And whether it works for him or not, you're going to have to see. With that being said, Baby Mo is missing, but the whole goal is to get Baby Mo to Morgan, and Strand is a tyrant and is going to stop at nothing to figure out who took Baby Mo, getting Baby Mo back, and anybody that's in his way will get dealt with. So, like I said, it's a lot of heartbreak. And like Baby Mo, and as we see the things that Baby Mo goes with, you're just on the edge of your seat because the suspense, just the whole, just everything with that is so intense. They got this really cool scene where there's some walkers and there's some water as like a water gate, should I say, kind of open. So they're kind of trying to navigate through that, and the walkers are doing what they do. That's a very intense moment. I mean, June literally will have you like, it's a lot. And John is, John, I think is still dealing with a lot of maybe grief, a lot of regret, whatever it may be. And he loves June and June loves him. And I think the two of them, and while their end game is the same, how their plans aren't aligned, is also a very difficult thing to deal with too, because you don't know what side to kind of go with, and you don't know how this is all going to play out because you still have Strand there lurking, and he could be around any moment wondering what may, what is everybody up to. And then there's Howard, obviously, that's there, that is, obviously right alongside as another set of eyes for him. So that becomes a liability as well too. So like all these different factors are in place. I will say Wes being in the tower now, I mean, he asserted himself very quick after we seen what happened with him in the previous episode. So all these sorts of different things are happening. And it's just like the tip of the beginning of this battle in this overall war between Strand and Morgan. So I don't know what else to say, but like this episode is going to take you for a ride. There is so much happening in this episode. It's just gonna be, it's almost like chess. You know, you got the folks inside that are obviously Team Morgan, but trying to ploy as Team Strand and trying to trick Strand so they can overthrow him. But then you got folks like Wes, who is like, I think this is a good look for me. I may be able to do something and make some change here, since, you know, obviously he doesn't align with, you know, the previous things that's happened. It's a lot that's going on here. So I don't know, folks, you gotta check this episode out. Again, episode 12, Sonny Boy of season 7. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about this episode, your predictions, your reactions to the things that occur, because this one, as much as stuff as I'm saying, there's a lot that I'm not saying that you're just gonna have to see. And like I said, Strand is a tyrant and he won't stop at anything to have it his way. So there's that. But anyway, I'll see you back next week for another review of Fear the Walking Dead.